Imagine a kid named Chan. He walks into a store and tries to buy a chocolate bar by offering his favorite toy car. The shopkeeper shakes his head. He doesn't want a toy. He needs a gallon of milk. This is a double coincidence of wants. For a trade to happen, you have to find someone who has exactly what you need, and you have to have exactly what they desire at that same moment. For early humans, this was the only way to get anything. Before the invention of money, tribes swapped animal skins for arrowheads, or woven blankets for grain, relying entirely on physical barter. This required an immense amount of luck. Without a medium of exchange, people spent more time searching for the right trading partner than they did actually producing goods or specialized tools. Even when a trade was possible, the math rarely worked. If your only asset is a living cow, but you only want to buy one apple, you have a divisibility problem. You can't pay with a fraction of a cow and expect it to stay alive. Then there is the problem of durability. Stored wheat rots. Livestock gets sick and sadly dies. In a commodity-based economy, a person's entire life savings could literally wither away in a matter of weeks. And finally, there is the weight. Moving massive stones or heavy timber across a valley just to pay for supplies made long-distance commerce a physical impossibility for most people. These physical constraints meant that value could not be stored or moved effectively. Humans needed a technology that could represent the value of a cow without inheriting its weight or its tendency to die. The first major upgrade used small, durable items from nature as universal trade placeholders. Across China, India, and Africa, the money cowrie became the dominant standard. These shells were easy to count, simple to carry, and didn't rot like grain or meat. In North America, indigenous tribes engineered their own version. They carved beads from hard momine shells and wove them into wampum belts, creating a system that was both portable and easy to track. But version 1.0 had a weakness. If someone discovered a new beach covered in shells, they could flood the market. This sudden influx would destroy the scarcity of the currency, making everyone's savings worth less overnight. Money only functions if it is difficult to obtain. To move forward, humans needed a trade technology that couldn't just be picked up off the ground. The technological fix was minting. Civilizations began using precious metals like gold, silver, and bronze, materials that required intense labor to mine and specialized heat to refine. Early governments began casting coins to a standard weight. These Chinese bronze coins were even designed with a square hole in the center, allowing merchants to string hundreds of them together for easy transport. Ancient empires stamped their authorities onto gold. These coins verified exactly how much precious metal was inside, so merchants no longer had to weigh every piece. Gold and silver became the global standard because they were durable and naturally scarce. A gold coin doesn't rust, and its supply is limited by the difficulty of the hunt for new veins of ore. But even gold has a limit. Its weight made global commerce slow and vulnerable. Carrying chests of metal across oceans invited theft and required massive, expensive security. While metal solved the scarcity problem, its mass hindered the speed of trade. To move faster, the world needed to separate value from the physical weight of the gold. Paper money was originally an IOU. This 1690 bill was a lightweight receipt, proving that a specific amount of heavy gold was locked safely in a government vault. Eventually, governments moved to pure fiat currency. They stopped backing the paper with gold altogether, meaning the value of the money relied entirely on the stability of the government and the public's belief in it. Today, we've entered the digital era. Credit cards and phone apps have turned money into data. Most of the money in the world now exists as numbers stored on bank servers, moving instantly across the globe. The latest upgrade is cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin. It uses a decentralized network to track every transaction on a public ledger, eliminating the need for a central bank to manage the trust. For thousands of years, we have systematically stripped the physical weight away from money. We have moved from heavy cows to heavy coins, then to paper, and finally to frictionless information. Think about this. If a dollar is just a pixel on a screen, or a piece of paper that isn't backed by gold, why is it legally exchangeable for a real physical chocolate bar? It works because of social consensus. Money has value solely because millions of strangers wake up every morning and agree that it does. In this way, a digital bank transfer is identical to an ancient cowrie shell. Neither has any practical use. You can't eat them or build a house with them, but they both leverage the same human power: collective belief. Money is essentially a mass hallucination. It is a global illusion that works perfectly only as long as everyone continues to participate in it. Money's final, truest form is a token of trust. It is a social agreement representing the labor you've done in the past and the purchasing power you are owed in the future. When Chan swipes his card at the store today, the shopkeeper accepts that signal as a verified record of Chan's contribution to the economy and his right to that chocolate bar. But what happens when you hold on to those tokens? If you don't spend them immediately, you have to deal with the magic money tree of compound interest and the shrinking power of inflation. Because we invented the technology of money, we no longer have to carry cows in our pockets. We just have to carry trust.